we said the measure moves to 416. Really, I think it could continue to drop just a bit more. What you guys got to realize is, look, man, we're gonna get the most incredible buying opportunity in a very long time. In a very long time, and all you got to do is make sure you got money set aside to be able to get into leaps when that time comes. Okay, the time is it's rapidly coming. Okay, you just got to make sure you're prepared. Um, is rapidly coming, okay? But last live stream, we told you guys the slide was coming. I mean, I can go on YouTube and show you guys right now. And, we've been very accurate with predicting some of this stuff. Where is the bounce going to be? When is the bottom, etc. We'll be looking at all that. But you want to just make sure you're paying attention, okay? You want to make sure you are paying attention. You got to make sure you're paying attention. All right. So for the Qs, last week we were telling you guys it was making. Let's just go over what was happening last week, and then we'll go over to what we see. What could potentially happen this week and beyond. But we were telling you that the Qs was making lower highs. That was the basis of the last live stream. Qs making lower highs. Obviously, this is going to continue to slide. Okay, especially once we break below 435. We're able to make so much money inside of the Discord. Parth got into AMD puts, Amazon puts. I got into TXN 30%. We went 4 for 4 this week. Okay, so this continued to slide, making these lower highs, etc. Now, where is the bounce going to be? Where could we potentially see some sort of correction to the back to the upside? Because you guys got to know one thing, okay? If you guys know anything, okay, you have to know that the market is going to continue to go higher, okay? Now, when is it going to go higher? Is it next month? Who knows? But what you have to know is that getting leaps on these good corrections and, when a potential drops that you should get into some 5-month out leaps and just sit on them is now, okay? Some of you guys remember back in October, like this whole correction, we were begging you guys to get some March calls or some February calls and just sit on them. Okay, and that ended up working out very well. Now, I believe we're going to get another opportunity here very soon. Now, let's kind of dissect when that could potentially be. I mean, what we've been seeing, let's just go over, what percent correction was this? This was an 11% correction that we had from that July run where we were calling. Look, man, first of all, this is actually crazy when we look at this chart and how far we've come, because some of you guys remember we went live, in December 2022, and we were begging you guys to buy this dip. We begged you guys to buy right here, ran up. We begged you guys to buy in October. There's going to be a time where I'm going to be begging you guys again, okay? And that's going to be some of the easiest money you can make. But this is 11%. Right now, we're only at 8%, okay? We're only at 8%. Only at 8%. Now, how far did this run up? This went up over 35% from this low leg to this high leg that you see here, okay? Now, from this low leg to this high leg, we went up 30%, okay? So that's all interesting. When is the fib say? The fib is 383. I do think that's too low. I'm not trying to predict bottoms by any means necessary. We're just trying to figure out where are good opportunities. Another thing that we could pay attention to, and the reason I'm not going to come in and say puts next week is because how far we kind of dropped this week, okay? There's no way I'm going to come in here like we did last Sunday and Saturday, like we did last live stream last week, and tell you guys this is going to slide, because look, we've already slipped. We've already made that move. And to buy the bounce, you don't want to catch a falling knife at the same time. So right now is where you kind of want to be a bit careful. But yeah, I don't we're not going to look at this too much. I think individual stocks is what we can do. And also, you don't want to buy, like we're looking at this. There's no way I'm coming in the next week looking to get puts after. If you miss this move from 444 to 314, if you miss this $30 move, there's no way I'm coming in the next week trying to look for, trying to hit a grand slam on puts. There's no way. If anything, I anticipate at least some sort of correction to the upside. Maybe we get some sort of move to the upside where then you can enter into puts again. That's a way better, So next week, if you miss the put side, what you should be looking for now, in my opinion, and what I'm going to be looking for next week is some sort of move to the upside to then see if we can get into puts again, because I think this goes maybe a bit lower. But make no mistake, we're we should see the Qs and SPY. We should see SPY above 600, and the Qs above 512 is the price targets that I kind of have. Okay, but that's the main thing I'm looking for on the Qs. I'm looking for a bounce next week, man. A bounce to short. While we look to short it after this $30 move to the downside, okay? And also, if we go to the fear and greed index, I mean, this is sitting at 1 almost. And you guys know this has been a key indicator in terms of how many people are getting into puts, how many people are getting into calls. And right now, a lot of people, we're in extreme fear. We're in extreme fear in a bull market. Man, I'm happy, man. Man, this is what we've been waiting for. This is what we've been waiting for, okay? This is what we've been waiting for. But if you even look back in August, you got one again in September and October. This is where you get into those far out leaps, and you just be patient when this reaches 1 and over. And that's been the story for a very long time, okay? We're sitting in extreme fear. Fear, man, you gotta love it, man. You gotta love it. We're about to get some very, 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 very good entries, okay? Very good entries. But anyways, we got earnings as well. You got Q2 earnings coming up. That should be interesting as well. I want to see the earnings whisper. Let's go to Twitter really quick and see which earnings are coming up. I know Tesla's coming up. We already had Netflix. Let's see. Let's see what earnings are coming up, just so we're prepared. Oh, we got some big earnings, man. Yeah, so this is gonna be a very, 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 very interesting week. Okay, you have Verizon, you have Visa, Tesla, UPS, Enphase, Texas Instruments. That's actually one that I'm very, very interested in. You have IBM, Meta, BA, AT&T, Microsoft, Google, Intel. Man, oh man. All right, all that is gonna be very, 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 very interesting heading into this week. Okay, so I'm not gonna come in. Last week we said it was gonna slide. This week, if you missed that $30 move, to me, there's almost no point of getting into puts. The big move, in my opinion, isn't puts anymore after this $30 move. But if anything, you should be looking for a bounce to the upside and then take puts again. But it's cooked. It's cooked. All right. Anyways, let's move on. What stocks do you guys want me to look at? Put in the comments. You guys know we've been the most accurate predicting some of this stuff. And it's been spot on. So put in the comments what stocks you guys want to look at. We'll take a peek at them. Let's look at Mara and the crypto miners. I think these are going to be very important, okay? To be honest, look, if you want to make a lot of money with not that much investment, I'm telling you right now. Like, I'm literally begging you guys. Some of you guys remember the last time I begged you guys to get into these crypto miners. They went absolutely crazy. Okay, I'm gonna just pull this up just so you guys, we made so much money on this first crypto miner move, and it's going to happen again. And I want you guys in this live stream to catch it, and the people watching the YouTube video to catch it, because it's literally going to happen again. Okay, it's literally gonna happen again. All you got to do is make sure you are on the right side of this. Okay, like in this video, in this YouTube video. It's literally called "Do Not Miss This Opportunity." This was 2 months ago. It got 308 views on YouTube, okay? And I'm just showing you this because the same thing is literally about to happen. We went over a whole sector, BTBT, Bitcoin, CLSK, and Mara at 835. Apple is crypto. It's these crypto stocks. These Maras, man, Bitcoin, you might mess with coin. Man, I don't think y'all ready for that. Maras and the Microsofts and the mess with, maybe day trade a little bit, play around, but you just gotta be patient and in these CLSK was at $8 because these are set to go absolutely crazy. Okay, I mean, you literally have Bitcoin. You look at the weekly. Okay, go back and watch this video if you want to look at it again. But the same opportunity is about to happen again. Basically, in that video, I was telling you, please buy these Bitcoin miners. Please look at Bitcoin going to over 60K, over 100K. All of that stuff happened. That was 2 months ago. Now, what I'm telling you, and if you're in the Discord, you don't have to worry because we're already positioning ourselves to benefit from this. But now what you have to pay attention to is these Bitcoin miners and looking to get far out contracts. Don't come into next week. Don't come into Monday looking to get some June calls. Look for at least like September, October. Look for those. And look, man, I'm not going to promise you, but there's a strong chance you're going to end up making some money. But even if we just look at the TAs on something like Mara, this thing is hidden bull diverging. No, it's not. I thought this was higher than the other thing. No, it's not. But anyways, this thing still looks very good, okay? It still looks very good. It continues to make higher lows. And it's sitting in a channel, okay? It's sitting in a channel. If I had a price target on Mara, I would say this thing easily goes to 50 plus, okay? 50 plus easily. It's sitting in a nice channel. This is the time where you want to be looking to get into some of these things. Some of you guys want to buy at the top, $33, when it was boosting all the way up to $33. Look, man, it's giving you another dip entry, kind of like what it did right here, where we begged you to buy. Went to $33. It's giving you another amazing entry, which is right here. You got to make sure you're taking, look, man, even if you look at this weekly candle, this is a very bullish reversal type of weekly candle, okay? Look, my opinion right now, these have the most opportunity to turn your little investment into a huge investment, especially right now while the premiums are super low. Like if you look at something like Riot, the premiums on September, look, man, the premiums on some September $20 strike price calls right now, they're only going for like $70 per. 5 months away. 5 months away, you can literally get some Riot calls for $70 per for some $20 strike prices. And if you know how Riot moves at all, and you know what Riot has done, first of all, you should know that this is going, in my opinion, I got a price target above 90 plus. 90 plus. And don't worry, we'll be back to discuss some of these price targets and we'll see if it's right or wrong. But yeah, I got price target this going to 90 plus. If you look at Riot, this thing hasn't even gave its true spike yet. These are just some of the price targets that we have: 50, 79, 117, etc. But right here is an amazing dollar cost average opportunity, or if you just want to get some leaps for it, okay? I promise. Okay, let me stop. Let me stop. SEC gonna come on here. Let me stop. Somebody said Riot leaps for 2026. Bro, yes. Yes, if you want to make some easy money to where you don't have to think about anything, and you literally could just close your app and turn it back on when you hear people talking about Riot. Right now, no one's really talking about these crypto miners. A lot of people lost money on these crypto miners because they were trying to catch the breakouts, okay? Now that it's actually in an amazing buying opportunity, this is where you want to buy, okay? This is where you want to buy. Reversal candle on the weekly, in a buying area, making higher lows. Come on, man. This is a no-brainer. In a huge cup and handle. Yes, we can call this a cup and handle. We can say the price target on this is above 90 plus. Anyways, let's move on. Put in the comments the stocks you guys don't look at. Crypto miners, I think it's a no-brainer. I think you have to be looking at them. You have to be looking at them. Let's look at PLTR. We're not gonna look at Tesla just because Tesla has earnings this week, and you want it, like, you don't want to. I mean, you can play earnings if you want, but I don't like playing earnings. We'll have to see what Tesla could do potentially after earnings. But if you look at PLTR, to be honest, I really like PLTR at this level. Okay, now it might come down and fill this gap that you see from $19 to $17. But if you're looking for some far out contracts, this is the exact entry we were looking for on something like PLTR. Okay, this is the entry. This is literally the entry zone right here. This is where I came on last Sunday stream and all the Sunday streams before, and I said I'm not buying PLTR until it gets down to 2047. It's literally at 2047. I think this is a great buying opportunity for something like PLTR. Dollar cost average opportunity, because you're never gonna get the exact bottom. Okay, you're never gonna get the exact bottom, but to get some to dollar cost average right here with some 6 month out calls, some October calls or something, and then buy more if it gets to $18 because that's the trend line support. I think that'd be amazing. And also you actually are getting some hidden bullish divergence on PLTR as well. Okay, this is making higher lows, but this is making a lower low. So I really like PLTR. And like I said, the price targets, I think this could get to $30. You know, nothing too crazy on PLTR, but it's definitely some money to be made inside of this stock. I mean, nothing's bearish about it. No, first of all, nothing's bearish about this setup that's making higher highs and higher lows. And you have extreme fear inside the market with this, with more people getting into puts, you know, than we've had since, bro. This is actually crazy. When you look back on something like this, we've had the most people getting into puts. This is the most the market has been bearish since last year, October. And some of you guys remember what happened in October, and literally that was the perfect time to be buying. Okay. So nothing has changed. It's a buy the dip market. Now I don't know how they garner so much fear, but you know, we love it. All right, let's look at Nvidia. Got a lot of people that want to look at Nvidia. We'll take a peek at Nvidia. Got people that want to look at Tesla. We'll take a look at Tesla as well. But you know, it's funny. Look, man, I didn't do no TA today. Didn't even look at something like Nvidia. But last week we talked about Nvidia, and we told you it was gonna slide. Okay, we told you it was gonna slide. It was making these higher lows like you see right here, and you know, it slid. So this is actually funny. I'm mad I didn't capitalize on Nvidia. Sometimes I just look at these stocks, I do some TA for you guys, I see what's gonna happen with them, and you know, I go do something else and make my money elsewhere. But yes, this looks, you know, Tesla, I mean Nvidia, it did exactly what we knew it was gonna do. There's no way you should be buying calls way up here regardless, especially when this was making these higher lows like we talked about previously, and you know, it just slid. So now that Nvidia has slid, where's a potential target where you could potentially get a bounce play? Because there's no way you should be looking at puts now. I mean, why would you be looking at puts now that this you missed the put move? Like, this thing went down over $130 from when we were telling you to get some puts. So now I would be looking for, you know, a potential move to the upside. And if you look at what Nvidia has been doing this entire run since it actually got its feet under, which was 2022, December 2022, all it has been doing is riding that 21 EMA, and currently it's coming down on it right now. So I actually think Nvidia could potentially give a move to the upside. You know, at least a small little bounce. There's like, come on now, you think this is gonna go straight down? Like, at least look for some sort of move to the upside, and then you can short again, okay? If you're still looking for puts. But I don't like Nvidia. I don't like trading it that much. But yeah, that's what I would be looking for, some sort of bounce on Nvidia to then potentially short again, okay? And that bounce could, you know, potentially take you back to 850-ish. That's what I'd be looking for. All right, that is what I would be looking for. Yeah, that's what I'd be looking for. Anyways, let's move on. Yeah, these are kind of the same charts. Somebody said SMCI. These are kind of the same. Yeah. First of all, you missed the put move. So you missed the put move. Like, this is a move that a lot of people have been paying attention to, you know, ever since this has been having these higher lows. Like, higher low, higher low, higher low, higher. This thing never actually got the higher high, like, since March. So for a whole month, this thing was just making higher lows, and now you had the, you know, the big move down $200 in one day. So yeah, I'd be looking for different stuff. Lower highs, yeah. Yeah, and it kind of follows NVIDIA. I mean, a lot of these chip sectors, a lot of these semiconductors follow NVIDIA. First of all, we told you to get AMD puts. Last week, we told you this was going to get to, you know, maybe 151. If you go look at the last stream we posted, and, you know, it's falling. So, yeah. Anyways, move on. Let's move on. What stock we looking at? Put in the comments what stocks you guys want to look at. We'll take a peek. Let's look at Tesla. We got some people asking about Tesla, but the thing about Tesla, I'm telling you guys, there's no point in looking at Tesla. It has earnings. It has earnings, okay? It has earnings. I don't want to look at it. I don't want to look at it. It has earnings. Pointless. So, whatever earnings comes out on Tuesday, we'll then see. I think Tesla's either going to go up a whole lot or down a whole lot, okay? And then after that, we'll be able to see. I think if Tesla has great earnings, if Tesla goes up for earnings, then I'm going to be looking to play bounces, okay? If it goes down for earnings, I'm going to be looking to play rejects, because what have we been saying for a very long time on these live streams? When a stock goes up for earnings, it usually continues to go up, kind of like what you have been seeing with so many stocks. I mean, UNH just showed you. It just showed you the game plan for these stocks that gap up for earnings. So if Tesla gaps up for earnings, look to play bounces. If it gaps down for earnings, look to play some rejects on it. But I'm gonna wait until after earnings. And you still long-term 370? Yes, I think look. I don't think this bull market is done by any means necessary. So I think Tesla will eventually, go higher than it is right now. 147. Maybe earnings is the catalyst. Who knows? Who knows? But what you have to realize about Tesla is that it always seems to fake out a bunch of people. Like this time where it went from $300 all the way to $100 in from September to January, just to then go back up to $300. So I think Tesla's going to end up having one of those sort of moves, but we'll just have to be patient. We got to see what earnings does. We got to see some TA after that. But maybe earnings is a catalyst. Who knows? Nike. I actually do want to look at Nike, and I want to look at Starbucks. These stocks that were underperforming. Look, if you want it, the stocks that were underperforming when SPY and the Qs were going crazy are the stocks that I think are going to be extremely bullish. Okay, are the stocks that are going to be extremely bullish in my opinion. Now, if we look at Nike, it gapped down for earnings, so I think this could look, if it doesn't get above. Nike gap down for earnings, so I'm not looking to play calls, especially if you miss the bounce opportunity right here. There's always a small move to the upside after a stock has some earnings, so I would be looking to potentially play the reject, which is right here, at least until this can get back above maybe $100 or something. But yeah, there's nothing else I see. This thing's been chopping to the upside. You do see a huge W though, and I'm not saying the gap down. If it gaps down, it goes up, or if it gaps down, it goes down. If it gaps up, it goes up. Is 100%. Like that stuff works, 80 to 85% of the time. So if we're looking at TA, like this thing could produce a massive W. Which, like I said, the stocks that were underperforming when the Qs and SPY were going crazy, Nike's a stock that has been underperforming. I mean, you look at where it topped out at. This is basically where the market, It hasn't been doing anything. It hasn't made all-time highs like a lot of these other stocks, okay? So the stocks that are doing that are stocks that I'm paying a lot of attention to, like Starbucks. Like some of you guys are in the Discord right now. The reason we got into Starbucks is because it's been underperforming when the market was having a huge rally. Now that the market is going down, money could potentially be rotating into Starbucks, Nike. I mean, UNH is one as well. UNH has been underperforming the market, just sitting here chopping, and then it had that huge drop. And now you see it going crazy when the market is dropping, right? So those are a few things that I'm paying attention to. A lot of people want to look at SoFi. God dang, why you guys want to look at SoFi? This thing been holding kind of strong. SoFi kind of strong. SoFi is kind of strong. And you guys know, like, we've been paying attention to this for some time now. I kind of stopped paying attention to it because it just chops a whole lot. Like, this thing chops a whole lot. And you just sit in it and miss a lot of other great moves. But Nothing has changed for what I think SoFi could potentially do. I mean, we see it making these higher lows. Trend hasn't broken. I mean, this thing is still sitting in a nice trend. There's nothing to really, if we're looking at SoFi, there's nothing really to look at. To be honest, there's nothing to really pay attention to on something like this. I think the price target could take you to $14 though, $14, $15. That'd be nice. But I don't really see anything that's too crazy. This thing's been chopping for since I would say this is all chop right here since August 2023. You got all this, for almost a year. This thing's been sitting here chopping. So I don't like it. Don't like it. Don't like it. All right. Let's move on though. You look at Roku. Look at Roku. Yeah, this thing's ugly. This thing's ugly. And also, these stocks that I think this is gonna continue to go lower, but these stocks that were sort of these COVID stocks like Roku. Man, this is a Ponzi scheme. Man, this is a Ponzi. So yes, I think Roku's gonna continue to go lower. Okay, this was a glorified crypto stock is what people would call it. Okay, so I think this goes a lot lower. Just like Zoom, any chart that spiked up like this isn't a healthy chart. Okay, this isn't something that I would look to get in the call. So I'd be looking at mainly puts. I think this goes a lot lower. Yeah, Roku's garbage. You mess with Roku, you gonna go Broku. Let's look at Meta. Meta actually should come in next week getting a slight pump because you had that TikTok information that came out. But this level that we're looking at right here, Meta could actually really sink if this is actually gonna be an interesting stock to look at next week. I'm gonna have this one on watch, although it does have earnings next week, so really anything can happen. So I don't wanna look into it too much, man. It has earnings, but if it didn't have earnings, this thing could actually drop very hard when it breaks down from this support. Okay, I'm talking it could go back to 450s, especially if the Monday news on the TikTok isn't as strong, because I think they had the House pass the TikTok bill or something like that. But if that doesn't affect Meta at all, and you don't see a nice little gap up for Meta, you should think this is about to break down. If earnings can't save it, yeah. If it didn't have earnings, I'd be looking for puts, basically. But it has earnings, so. All right. Let's move on. Let us move on. Amazon, Nvidia. We looked at Nvidia, Goldman Sachs. Let's look at Goldman Sachs. The fact that this gapped up for earnings tells me that, I'm not looking to play any puts on it. Gapped up for earnings, I tell you guys, when stock gaps up, it usually continues to make its way up, chops for a little bit, but then just continues to go up. I personally like Goldman Sachs, but I will say, if you look at this chart and then Home Depot, I mean, they're kind of similar. To where you almost had all-time highs, the double top, and then it just rejected hard. Could be a similar situation, but this thing's been chopping, ugly chopping. But I'll tell you something I do like more, which is a part of that whole entire sector, which is the financial bull 3X. Okay, And if you look at this stock right, or this ETF right here, that's 3x leverage. This one looks absolutely incredible. So Goldman Sachs is a finance stock, but this looks better to me than Goldman Sachs, and the reason that is because it literally bounced from that support and the 21 EMA. It had two confluences coming into this bounce zone right here. Okay. And I always tell you guys, when a stock breaks out from this left shoulder, which this has potential to do in the next couple weeks, or month or something, it always comes back up to retest that head. Okay, so you're getting a retest on something like this. Now, if this is in the bro, yeah, I like this one a lot more than Goldman Sachs, especially if you get some leaps on this one in the buying area. 21 EMA and the bounce from the 91.20. This thing has three confluences. And before we started going down, this thing went from $48 to $112 in the span of October to April. High of this is 150. I think this can easily push 160, 180, around there. But this looks incredible, like even if we zoom out. So yeah, this is probably one of the main stocks I'm coming into Monday and leaps to look for. Like I said, we haven't had an amazing buying opportunity like this in some time now. Some of you guys remember that the easy money that we was making from October to December, January, February, the easy, like that was some of the easiest money ever. Look, man, we're coming up on it again. And I think this is a stock that's primed to give you some nice gains. Let's look at ZS. Damn, we've been bullish on this one for a while. Broke out of the falling wedge, bull flag, channel breakout. Yeah, we've been bullish on this one for a while, but I believe this is a I believe this was a what was it? A CrowdStrike, a cybersecurity. I believe this is a cybersecurity, and if we know anything about cybersecurities, this reminds me a lot of what CrowdStrike was looking like before it's at where it's at right now. Damn, we've been spot on with this one. God damn, we've been spot on with this one. Told you he's gonna get the 372. Literally got the, man, come on, bro. Yeah, let me see. If I'm looking at this, I want it to get to at least 150 before I start looking at calls. But this does look like one that, like I said, there's stocks that are going to be out there that look absolutely incredible to buy the dip on. And I think this could be one because it goes up so fast and it's giving you an amazing buying opportunity. So I like it. I like it. It's cool. It's cool. Yeah, it's cool. Yeah, I like it. I like it. I like it. All right, let's look at Snow. Yeah, it's garbage. It's garbage, but yeah, it's garbage, man. This garbage, and this must have had an earnings gap down. Yeah, earnings gap down from 230. Yeah, and then it just kept going down. Yeah, I think this is a Ponzi. I think this is a Ponzi, man. Like, yeah, I don't like it. I don't like it. I don't see anything. There's no point in me even looking at this one. I don't see anything. I don't see anything. All right, but let's look at MU. Been live for about 40 minutes. damn, a lot of these stocks have reached, what we were talking about them reaching, during all these past live streams. Because I didn't have to do no TA on this one, and it literally went directly to where, wow. So if I'm looking at MU now, I think this is gonna go like, first of all, it's gonna follow a lot of what the semiconductors are doing, but I wouldn't even look to buy any calls on this until it can go down to at least 98, below $100, below $100. Okay, this is a stock that like. Hold on, man. We made so much money on MU. Yeah, MU was a call out that we had. Yeah, MU made us a bag. Back when it was $80. MU was at 79, 73. We literally got MU calls May 17th to 85s. And those went stupid. So now MU, it went all the way up to 127. If I was looking at it, man, I want this at $98. All right, because, and if we look at MU, sometimes you can go back and look at the history of something and see how it could potentially move. I think it's going to give you a big move to the upside. You look at what happened here. It's going to give you like some sort of, fake out to the upside again. You look at what happened here. It reached all-time highs, back down, and then it kind of retested again. You look at it right here. Went back down, then kind of retested again. I don't think this is going to be the end-all spike. So I'd be looking to try to get, something maybe at $98 and then wait for that spike up again to top out maybe at 130 or something. So I think that's what's going to end up happening with something like MU. But yeah, like, dang, we call that to a T. Yeah, money's rotating out of some of these semis in tech. And that's why I said, like, the Starbucks, the Nikes, some of these stocks that were underperforming could be, some nice opportunities. All right. But anyways, I don't want to hold you guys up for too much longer tonight. NIM Gold Miner looks like it's ready for another leg up. I don't want to hold you guys up for too much longer tonight. We had a great live stream. And this will be posted on YouTube if you missed any of the stocks. We talked about Tesla, Nvidia, Qs, a lot of stuff. Okay, I'm telling you guys right now, get ready for an amazing buying opportunity. I think it's going to come very soon. You definitely want to be paying attention to the crypto miners. That was one of the main things we talked about, and I think some of the easiest money that you can make. Huge rewards with you don't got to risk that much. So yeah, that's what I'll be looking for. Anyways, thank you guys for tuning in. I'll be back next Sunday. I'm out. Or next Saturday, Sunday. I'm out. Peace.